Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that if you're returning. How you doing today? Well, I hope you're prepared. Because this one, you're going to be like, because when I saw this, I'm like, oh, okay. So let's get into this one. All right, so top house Democrats call on the potato administration to extend the eviction moratorium. Now, as we responsible adults sit over here and we're like, okay, I have made some serious sacrifices to make sure that my rent and my mortgage and things like that were paid through this entire time. And yet, here we go. They're giving them another... Oh, my God. All right. So, hours after the ban has expired, right? Okay. So, I told you guys Friday that Saturday, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office were going to start going door to door, right? Now, this would have been putting millions, and I mean millions of Americans at risk of being forced out of their homes. Action is needed, and it must come from the administration. And this is why the House leadership is calling on the administration to immediately extend the moratorium. And this is what the Lush is saying. If you don't know who the Lush is, we're talking about Negative Nancy over here, okay? And Majority Leader Hoyer, Majority Whip James Clyburn, and Assistant Speaker Kathleen Clark wrote in a joint statement. Now, the group cited the rising risks associated with, Rona, particularly with the highly infectious Delta Airways spreading throughout the country as reasons why the moratorium should be extended through October 18th. Wow. Okay. I understand why they're doing this and why they want to do this. Okay. Nobody wants to put people out of their homes. Nobody. Can you imagine the amount of, our homeless population would skyrocket. It would skyrocket. And I would feel bad. I wouldn't feel bad for the adults. I would feel bad for the kids, for these young children who would have to literally live on the street or in shelters. That's not okay. Ever. As the C to the D to the C doubles down on, diaper wearing and arm candy efforts, science and reason demand that they must also extend the moratorium in light of the variant. Doing so is a moral imperative to keep people from being put out onto the street, which also contributes to public health emergency. The eviction moratorium expired at midnight on Saturday. And like I said, the sheriff's office was literally knocking on doors, right? And this was after the House left for recess 2 days earlier, unable to strike a deal on an extension. They've been getting extension after extension after extension for the eviction moratorium. And I understand, a lot of people have fallen on hard times. Okay, I get that. But like I said earlier in an earlier video, when you see help wanted signs and hiring signs on every business window and front door, I'm not even going to go through it again. I'm really not, because I got bashed. Like, you just don't know what it's like. My father always said, everyone, with the exception of the elite, everyone is one paycheck away from being homeless. And he's right. Because with the way that this society is, with the way that this country is, just about everyone lives paycheck to paycheck. So we are all just one paycheck away from being homeless. So why not prepare for that now? Live below your means. There's no reason to, I'm not even, because I've said it I don't know how many times, okay? And I've gotten bashed every single time I've said it. So why even continue? Why even continue repeating myself and reiterating myself? The people in the prepper community took our stimulus checks and we put them to good use. Did we not? So I'm just going to go on before I get even more upset. The Potato administration called on Congress to pass an emergency extension of the eviction ban set in place by the CDC on Thursday, 3 days before it was set to expire. The Supreme Court last month ruled that while the CDC's moratorium could stay intact until its expiration date, the agency exceeded its authority when it put the ban in place. Justice Brett Kavanaugh said the ban could not be extended past its expiration date unless by an act of Congress. So it wasn't even anybody else but Congress, and they failed to do this. So no one else can be blamed here. The leading Democrats, in their statement on Sunday, contended that it will not be sufficient to extend the moratorium in the House because the Senate would not have the means to approve the bill. Okay. On Thursday, Potato asked Congress to pass an extension of the eviction moratorium. Sadly, it is clear that the Senate is not able to do so, and any legislation in the House, therefore, will not be sufficient to extend the moratorium. And this is what the leaders wrote. Some members of the Democratic Party, however, are not pleased with their colleagues' inability to pass an extension. Ocasio-Cortez, AOC, on Sunday said Democrats cannot, in good faith, blame the Republican Party. I think that's the most intelligent thing she's ever said. I'll shut up. We cannot be blamed for the eviction ban expiring because Democrats have the majority in the House. Progressive lawmakers led by Republican Cori Bush, who previously experienced homelessness, camped outside the Capitol on Friday night to protest the moratorium expiring. She called on House leadership to reconvene the lower chamber to pass an extension. And the top Democratic lawmakers, however, are now tossing the ball to the Treasury Department, urging the office to indicate how the funds that has already transferred to states and communities can now be more effectively distributed to renters and landlords. The variant is still a threat, and the moratorium must be extended. And the funds Congress allocated to assist renters and landlords must be spent. An extension of the moratorium is based on public health and the variant. It will also give more time to allow the money that Congress allocated to finally flow. And that's what the lawmakers added. So, I don't know. I mean, I just, if it's so hard to express what I really want to say, because if I do, I get bashed. If I don't, it's like, why don't you just say what you want to say? I've said what I really wanted to say in previous videos. The stimulus check should have never been used for electronics, Air Jordans, and garbage. You really shouldn't have. May your coffee kick in before reality does. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I have a lot more canning to do. That's what I've been doing for the past 3 days. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay positive, keep prepping, and as always, fear less. And there's a good chance that at 7 o'clock tonight, Trish and I will be going live. So stay tuned for that. Night.